Hello. So, welcome back to our part 3 of our chapter 1. So, now last class we were looking at how to write the program to say hello world, print out system.out.print hello world. That's how we do output. And also the second part we were looking at how to display and also read input from the user using scanner user keyboard read input. So we are able to interact with the user through the text. If we use string, we were talking about class exercises using string, like we read in the name and say hello. So that is string, which is the text. And if you want to read in a number, so a number int x. So if we deal with the numbers, so we're gonna say equals to. Let me prompt first. Prompt the user system.out.print enter a number. So what we're gonna do, we're going to say keyboard.nextInt because read in an integer. Next is to read in a string. Now if I want to do plus x, let's see what we get. Enter a number, and what happens? It's still bringing because let's explain this a little bit. I prompt the user to enter a number. The user enter a number in using nextInt to read in from the keyboard. And we can store this into x just like in math, right? X equals to the number that this user entered. So int is for the whole number. User enter in number 8. Now x is stored the value 8. And it's still waiting before it's print out because this is telling the user to enter a string. It's waiting to read a string. Like the proper way is we're supposed to say system.out.print and prompt the user enter your name, something like that, right? So I'm going to use print ln, print line. Like now I didn't do that, so that's why it never showed this statement. I just entered in. It's supposed to say enter your name next, otherwise it's kind of confusing between a program and the user because user just say what am I supposed to do next. It didn't say any text. If this text showing up, then the user know that the computer expect the user to enter the name. So let's finish this up first. I'm going to enter my name. You may see that if it's enter your name, it's going to say, I'm going to say tennis, it's going to say hello tennis. And then since I put X, it's going to say 8. Now I'm going to make this program like better by say enter your age. Okay, so enter your age. Since age is a whole number, instead of X, I better name it age. So always name the variables relevant to the topic. Like you don't want to say X when you want to start age, so just say in age. Now same thing, instead of printing it out right here, you can actually store the values. In this case, we need string, and string, make sure it's capitalized S. As I mentioned in the class, this is not a primitive data types. So this is primitive data type, which is int. This is a class. Capitalize your class. Class. We're going to talk about string class later. Now it is just the type as string. Name equals to, like we said, since we're going to read it in, then we're going to say keyboard.next. We store it inside the name. Then we can say hello, Mr. Name. Then it can be any person. Could be Mr. Tennis. Oh, sorry. We should say Miss, right? Mr. or Miss. Because the user can be female. Plus, I want to end that sentence, period. And we want to say your age is space age. All right, let's test the program. Enter your age, 30. Enter your name, Tennis. Hello, Mr. or Miss Tennis. Your age is 30. And let's has the period at the end. We always need to do the plus or the concatenation signs. Right, when we want to put string next to a variables, which is holding an integer values, another statements which is string, and another variables as string type, and another string. Alright, so we can do a better interaction now. So next, we're going to look at how we're going to output a program into a better graphic user interface, or we call GUI. Like this is going to be through your console.